Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Evolve Mastermind. I'm Ben Laube, and today we're going to discuss a very specific topic. Last time we were on the Evolve Mastermind, we discussed how the power of what it means in getting your real estate license and what you can do with a real estate license. And so now I want to take the next step and talk about putting your money where your growth is and the solo agent's guide to investing in yourself, right? So if you want to take advantage of your future, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're a real estate agent, you have that advantage to take advantage of your future and set a plan in place. But let's talk about investing in yourself, because that license from a real estate perspective is the first step in investing in your real estate career. But there's so much more that you can do and you can explore. And self-development is the key to really becoming the most amazing real estate professional, the top of your class, and to achieve greater success. And I think there's a lot of people who undervalue self-awareness and investing in the power of personal growth. So let's talk about personal growth and the significance of it. We need to know, as salespeople and as entrepreneurs, what are we good at and what are we not so good at? What are those activities that we love to do from a prospecting and marketing standpoint, and those activities that we don't, right? Because there's 1,000 ways to market yourself as an agent or as an entrepreneur, and you can go in 1,000 different directions, right? We scroll through almost 100 TikTok videos while we're sitting on the toilet in the bathroom, thinking about what we could do with our lives. And we see all those different examples of those 7 seconds. This is how this person made $1,000 or $1 million or whatever their claim to fame is. Right. But with all those options, you have to pick not an option that is most appealing from the money standpoint, but a route that fits your strengths and weaknesses. Because if you align the trajectory of where you want to go with what your personal strengths are, it's going to be way easier to get there. So the first step of personal growth from our perspective, or at least my perspective, is really starting with the self-awareness of what you're good at and what you're not, right? So this is one of the reasons why when we are looking to increase agents on our team, we actually have them take a couple different personalities tests. And some people believe in personality tests and the psychology behind it. Some people don't. But I think a lot of those tests can give you an understanding of what you're good at and maybe what you're not. And if you haven't thought about that before, if you have not done a SWOT analysis, a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat analysis on yourself, then you really don't know, or maybe you haven't had that critical thought yet of, hey, I really like this marketing activity versus this other marketing activity, right? So for instance, we always tell agents there's 1,000 ways to market yourself. You can do it social media wise, or you can do it networking, meeting people in person. Social media and networking sometimes are two very different skill sets and two very different personalities. Some agents or entrepreneurs don't love to post on social media and broadcast their life or come up with that content and push it out there, but they're so good in person, and they're a connector and they're a networker, and their strength is building relationships belly to belly across the table over a cup of coffee. And that's what they should focus on for their marketing activities. Other people are so good with maintaining online profiles, focusing on social media, running ads and building ad campaigns. And they, struggle with that in-person activity. They would just like to be behind the computer or on the phone or, right, manage that online persona and presence, right? So focus on that strengths. Do you need to do both to be successful in whatever business you're trying to grow? No, you should be focusing on the strengths that align with your personality, right? So when we talk about investing in yourself as a solo agent, the first way to invest in yourself or to get started in that is to do that identification process, right? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? There's not really, unless a weakness, like if a social media content creation is a weakness to you, but it's something you want to strive in, and you identify it as a weakness, then you know what to invest in. Okay. So I'm going to go to all these webinars or meetings or events all about social media and YouTube because that's where I want to invest. I have these other activities down and I do these other things related to my strengths. So that's how I'm going to expand, my set of strengths. But you got to start, like I said, with that SWOT analysis, understanding what your strengths, your weaknesses are, your opportunities, and your threats as an individual and within your business is really going to help you grow to the next level and start that self-development process. Okay. The other aspect to consider when you're investing in yourself is really setting clear goals, right? And this all goes back to something we've probably discussed before, but we also discuss it pretty often among our team and among our real estate group, is having SMART goals. If you haven't heard of the abbreviation before, don't worry, it's pretty long, but SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goals, right? Let's talk about that. The goal of losing weight is not a SMART goal. It may be specific, but unless you add a number, it's not measurable. Unless you add relevancy or a time-bound setting to it, it's not a fully SMART goal, right? So changing that goal of being into a better physical health or physical shape, you should add those elements. So a SMART health goal would be, I want to lose 20 pounds before I get to December so that I can achieve or go on this race, a Tough Mudder event, right? Now, is 20 pounds achievable within that timeline? Depends on, where you are or what you're going to commit. Is it immeasurable? Yes, I have a measurement of 20 pounds. Is it relevant? Yes, that goal is tied to an activity or an end result that I want to achieve, which is going on that Tough Mudder race. Is it, is it time bound? Yes, I have that deadline, right? Of that time bound of getting it done before the Tough Mudder race. I see the most often SMART goals I see, unfortunately, are always the ones leading up to people's weddings, where they're like, I need to lose 20 pounds to fit back into this dress or this suit, and I have until the wedding day, and it's 3 months away. That's probably the only time you might hear someone actually talk about a SMART goal. But take that consideration and apply it to your business, apply it to your personal growth, right? The personal growth. I want to become a real estate coach. So my SMART goal is going to be about getting opportunities to coach and speak people and setting a number of opportunities that I want to achieve and providing that information or setting a number of people that I want to help within a specific period of time, right? So step one, like we said, doing that SWOT analysis, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Step two, to investing in yourself, setting clear, SMART goals, which very much aligns with creating a vision of the life that you want to achieve. It's not up behind me. It's actually on a different wall, but you should see our vision board. The reason it's on a different wall is there's a door over there. So when I walk into this room, it is the first thing I see every time I step foot in this office. And it is a reminder when I walk into this office as to what I'm working for, the vision that I have set for my future life. My vision board has my goals, SMART goals, broken down for 1, 3, and 5 years. They're actually sectioned off. Year 1 goals, year 3 goals, year 5 goals, right? And there's those visual elements of having photos of the things representing what my goals are, so that when I walk into this room, I'm immediately hit with that inspiration of, okay, even though maybe I woke up and I didn't sleep well, or the puppy woke me up in the middle of the night, or I just had horrible dreams, I'm getting up, I walk into the office, and I see what I'm working for. It helps me shift my mindset to going from, whatever happened this morning is now gone. I can now start my day and focus on investing in myself, investing in my future. And a vision board like that is a fantastic reminder as to why you're taking those steps to invest in your future. Okay. So focus on expanding those powerful visual reminders. And then think about education. When it comes to education and going to webinars and events and stuff, I think a lot of real estate agents and entrepreneurs underestimate the power of going to conferences, events, and talking to people. At our brokerage, we have 2 conferences a year. Now might be 1 plus regional conferences, but the big one coming up is EXPCon. And attending that event is not only super motivating because you're surrounded by hundreds and actually thousands of people who all want to better themselves, have different experiences and stories to share, are scattered across the country, right? So that's fantastic from a networking standpoint. And they all have different experiences where we can learn from each other. Now, is there a cost to going to a conference like that? Absolutely. But you can't quantify the impact of that conference. You could from a real estate perspective, because if I get 1 referral from that event, conference is paid for, right? All I need is to make 1 good connection with 1 person at a 5,000 person event in a 7-day period to get 1 referral to pay for that event, right? Now, am I only talking to 1 person? No, I'm talking to as many people as I can that day. So there's so many ways where you can get so much more opportunities out of investing in something like that, an event or a webinar or something where you can connect with people and build more opportunities. The undervalued part is that the more connections you have in real estate and as an entrepreneurship, the more opportunities you're going to see. So if you're an opportunistic person and you want to take over the world like myself, then join us in the process, but don't undervalue being in places where you can network and meet more people. And take the bullet, get that credit card, charge it to the event if you can't afford it this year, and make sure you're going to these events to network with people. You're investing in yourself. You want to learn something new. Stay fully invested. And when we talk about that vision board, take something like that to an event and remind yourself every time you wake up, why are you at this event? You're there to connect with people, to grow your experience, to understand more about your industry, understand more about yourself. And then at the end of the event, the very best thing we can do is at the end of the event, every single day, do a recap. Because when you go to these large events, there's tons of information that's being poured out to you. Tons. You kind of want to be in like 3 places at once with the amount of breakout sessions that they have. But you need to just reconcile your thoughts, everything that you absorb in the day. Take 30 minutes at the end of the conference and just share, whether it's journaling or note-taking or doing a vlog like this, where you can share what you've learned with other people, because that's how it's going to stick, right? Another way to invest in yourself that thought leads me to is thinking about teaching others. The true test of knowing content and knowing material is now trying to teach it to someone else. We have a mentorship program on our team, and it has done wonders, not only for the mentees who are participating in the event, but the mentors. Because even though they may have, some of them, been a little scared to participate in the beginning or not thinking that they're good enough to be a mentor, they get confidence out of being able to answer questions of the mentee or the new team member, right? And that gives them confidence because they know the answer. So they feel more secure in what they know because they're able to teach it to someone else. And they might have not realized how much they knew until they had someone newer asking them questions, right? So think about how you can take what you've learned and share it with other people, whether it's in this format, a video, written format, or anything you can do, right? So don't stop focusing on investing in yourself. And remember, when it comes to investing in yourself, you should always start with that identification of your skill set. If you haven't done a personality test, I can highly recommend it. There's a whole bunch of resources. And if you ask in the comments, I'll put some links to resources of where you can get free personality tests. And you can start there to try and build your self-awareness as to what your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are. And once you've done that, then you'll be able to see, okay, what marketing activities or prospecting activities work best with my personality set. And then you'll be able to identify, like we said, events, webinars, things you can go to increase your education around either your strengths to double down or around your weaknesses that you want to overcome. And that is my strategy on how you can invest in yourself as a single agent to really grow to the next level. Remember that personal development and personal growth is an ongoing process that requires dedication and commitment. Setting these clear goals and continuously enhancing your skills is going to build a strong personal brand. So put your money where your growth is and make sure you're spending money on personal development activities, not just prospecting activities, but to be a better person in your craft as a professional and hopefully in the way to achieve a more fulfilling, balanced life. So thank you again for joining me on this episode of the Evolve Mastermind. If you have found this video valuable, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can never miss an episode. We go live on Mondays. And as always, feel free to leave me your comments, questions below. And I love hearing you. Until next time, keep evolving, keep moving forward, and keep succeeding. I'm Ben Laube, and I'll see you then.